Make up mind. Fight.
Hey there everyone, so a bit of context for this video. A few months ago, I announced that if my second channel, Opal Reviews Everything, managed to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2024, I would make a video reviewing every heavy hat in Team Fortress 2. And while we didn't manage to reach that goal, unfortunately, I also stopped posting on Opal Reviews Everything after a certain point to focus in on making TF2 content on this channel, and I figured it wasn't entirely fair to hold my lack of activity on that channel against you guys for the purposes of this promise. So in this video, I wanted to hold true to what I said, and we'll be reviewing every heavy hat in Team Fortress 2 in 10 words or less. We're just gonna take a look at every heavy hat in TF2 with these neat little SFM renders I made of each one, and talk about just how I feel about each one in 10 words or less. I want to stress, we are only talking about hats in this video. That is not miscellaneous items, so beards, shirts, the chicken Kiev, nothing like that we'll be discussing. Just hats that can be worn on the heavy's head, most of which can be unusual. Also, I feel like I do need to mention that these are just all my opinions. I feel like that goes without saying in a video like this, but I do realize that this is all incredibly subjective. I have my own taste, you have yours. If you have a hat that you love, that you have a cool high tier unusual of, or fits into your loadout perfectly, you're entirely entitled to have that. These are all just my views. All that said, thanks, hope you enjoy, happy holidays, and let's dive in. Funny if weakened by very obnoxious memes. Still good though. Very solid if expensive, unusual, and kind of basic. Very cute and silly even if the heavy's not friendly. Nice Elvis reference, and free sunglasses are a nice bonus. Another decent hat, not my personal favorite, just okay. Very funny low tier unusual, made worthless by the undercover Brawly. Functionally worthless on anything but boxer or wrestler loadouts, ugly. Absolutely fucking hilarious. Should be a meme hat. Cheap, unusual. Decent hat, propped up by being limited. Not too bad. Cool and elaborate, plus very cheap, strange, unusual. Not bad. Hilarious and cheap, unusual. Goes great with Wild West whiskers. Surprisingly nice low tier hat. Not a bad grab, unusual. If you have a nuts and bolts one, I'm sorry. Famous hat is famous. Looks nice, not worth it, unusual. Rare, unthemed heavy hat, works in many loadouts. Sexy, badass. Genuinely one of the most forgettable hats in the game. Favorite of history buffs and art style respecters, otherwise totally fine. Released before Skyrim was memed, very different now than before. Literally nobody has this hat, was created and never worn. One of the ugliest hats around, rat is appropriate here. Heavy's version of a sniper hat, Rambo reference, is appreciated. Forgettable and a bit missized, but otherwise fine and inoffensive. Shittier, uglier, Halloween restricted version of the Cadaver's cranium, bad. Often forgotten and rarely worn, this hat is kinda cool. Slick Robo version of an already good hat, underrated cosmetic. Very cool double reference to both Street Fighter and XCOM. Unironically badass, great reference to Predator, and great aesthetics. Fine enough if popular amongst very specific people. This early dog hat is a favorite amongst furries. Decent. Made certain TF2 fans very angry in 2012. Big respect. Very well realized Brock Sampson reference. Wish it was unusual. Hilarious name for an otherwise derivative hat. Fine but forgettable. Iconic favorite of SFM scouts everywhere, looks fine on heavy. Genuinely incredible robo hat, looks unusual when unique, love it. Genuinely ugly robo hat, looks shit when unusual, dislike it. Fun concept, yet ruined by usual robo hat design trappings. Very over-designed, yet cool and thematically appropriate, not bad. I guess it's a history thing, fine enough, kinda ugly. Very funny and cute heavy hat, also thematically appropriate. Very badass Hellboy reference ruined by Halloween restriction. Cool heavy hat that's also a neat reference, cigarette included. Great multi-purpose heavy hair, bullet is a nice bonus. Ugly, over-designed, and try-hard as hell, not for me. Silly and cute if hard to work into loadouts. Very polarizing, personally I just think it's kinda middling. The ultimate I'm not a neo-Nazi, but heavy hat. Very ugly and hitbox obscuring. Keep it Halloween restricted. Forgettable if neat and unthemed heavy hat. Stylish and inoffensive. Generic elf or Santa hat for Smithsmith, somehow limited. Much better limited Smithsmith heavy hat. Very cool and flexible. Silly invasion cosmetic. Forgettable if not for rarity. Cool and splashable heavy hair, plus a Big Lebowski reference. Cool Mad Max reference that's fun to paint, surprisingly flexible. Co-opted by Digital Circus fans, otherwise unremarkable. Somewhat edgy, but also cool. Fun Resident Evil 4 reference. There's like 10 of these from Jungle Inferno. Unremarkable. Cool militaristic heavy hat, surprisingly cheap unusual as well. Second verse, same as the first. Not bad. Very funny to mix and match with other cosmetics. Long overdue Duke Nukem reference. Perfect on heavy and soldier. Another Aztec deity hat, somehow homogeneous despite its loud visual. Great mercenary grade hat. Underrated and extremely splashable. Very cheap unusual, but inoffensive and makes sense on heavy. Haha funny JoJo reference, fine enough if ruined by memes. Generic pirate hat, this time heavy flavored. Cheap unusual though. Basically unwearable without the pack a parka, still not bad. Different styles and theming make this hat a clear standout. Token low tier heavy unusual, this time with Halloween effects. Cute and funny flexible bowler cap looks stylish on heavy. No-brainer Halloween hat for heavy with a funny name. Unwearable outside of intended set, still cute and funny enough. Great extension of existing concepts, silly and cheap unusual. One of few good hats from its crate, alarmingly square. Decent hat concept ruined by dirty texture and undesirable name. Shockingly unpopular and cheap despite layered design, spooky and edgy. It's called furry bait, but at least it's fitting thematically. Could have been added years ago without me noticing. Absolutely hysterical that it's elite grade. Its rarity is unbefitting. Smithsmith's version of throwaway cheap Halloween hats, neat history reference. So inoffensive and generic that it's borderline parody. Very 2020s. Surprised this one isn't elite grade. Badass and grandiose. Very cool heavy hair with layered cultural references. I like. And there we have it. This was just intended to be a little bonus video going out of the holiday season and into the new year, as once again, I did promise to make this a few months ago. But either way, I hope y'all enjoyed and weren't made too angry by my takes. Just a little bit of a heads up and a thank you to the people who may have watched this video. I want to express a sincere extension of my gratitude for the support in the past year. I realize I haven't been the most consistent, especially not to the degree that I was when I first came back to making TF2 videos, but I do intend to carry this torch forward for as long as I can. As long as you'll have me. I know I've made a lot of mistakes in the past and have definitely not been the most consistent TF2 YouTuber, but I am working to rectify that, and I want to be a TF2 YouTuber for you for as long as I can, while also managing my side channel, Opal Reviews Everything, in between major videos. Either way, thanks, hope y'all had a fantastic day before, during, and after watching. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I'll catch you all later. Cheers!